Greetings, lords and ladies of the realm. Today we are going to go over all of the factions and all of the classes. We're going to go right down the list and talk about each class and kind of go do a brief overview of each one. So let's get started. We're going to go over some of these stats that they have, and it shows you the weapons that they get. This is the unit size. So I'm assuming this is for the captain battle mode, army size, how fast they move, the armor, the amount of armor that they have, their hit points, and a brief synopsis of the class that you're looking at. So yeah, we'll just go right down the list of all of them and then check them out. So this is their infantry classes. For the Sarai. This is they get a two-handed axe. Pretty cool looking. I like the blue. The blue's really nice. This is a guy with a shield and javes. So he just throws javelins, and then he has a sword as well. This is your basic archer. He has a kind of a weak hunting bow, but he fires pretty fast. This guy's more heavily armored. He has a stronger bow, but it fires a little slower than this last one. This is the Sarai Light Cav. They also have access to a camel. That's to note. Let's see. This is the Mamluk. They get sword shield and a lance. Now the Asari are basically the Saranids equivalent in Warband, if you couldn't guess that already. Let's see. Khuzait. They get the Rabble. This is a very weak class. But they do move really fast. That's, you know, if there is a sunny side to it, but they move really fast. These guys get a lot of throwing spears. They're kind of weak compared to the other ground troops that other factions have. Kind of a default peasant archer. This guy's very heavily armored archer. Probably pretty strong foot archer. Light cav. It's pretty cool looking. The heavy cav, the lancer, Khuzait lancer, very good class, very strong. And the horse archer, very cool looking, and definitely a really strong class. Now the Khuzait are the Kurgats of Warband, if you could guess already. Let's go to Sturgia. This is the warrior class. Kind of the, you know, peasant infantry kind of class, but they still are kind of strong. Move very quickly. The Ulfhednar. These are basically like berserkers. They're lightly armored, but they move extremely fast. They go really fast. And they have a lot of health. They get a two-handed axe, and that's it, I think. Maybe throwing axes, I'm not sure. This is the Huskarl. They get a sword, an axe, a sword or an axe, I think, and then a big shield and a spear. Pretty cool looking. Let's see. Very heavily armored, very heavily armored. Brigand. Kind of just a javelin throwing class again. No armor. Kind of fast. A light archer. Again, no armor. Raider, kind of a light cav. Pretty strong class, fairly strong. Decent armor, decent movement speed, all that. Druzenik, or however you pronounce that, I'm not sure. They're pretty powerful, looks like. They get a sword, shield, spear, axe, something like that, and a powerful warhorse. So, pretty cool. This is definitely a cool class. Oh, and Sturgia is basically the Nords of Warband. Trying to draw the parallels here. Britannia, let's see. Claim Warrior, they get one little small sword. Pretty weak. But they do have 90 movement speed, so that's one good part to it. Let's see. Savage, they get a two-handed, I guess it's a Falk sword. I'm not sure. They move very fast too. It's a two-handed sword, and I think it can be one-handed too. Oathbound, they get a big shield and a big sword. They are pretty strong. Lots of armor. They're almost on par with Huskarls, or they are on par with Huskarls, I'm not sure. Rangers. Light Archer. Wildlings. Pretty cool armor. The Fian, I guess that's how you say it. Very heavily armored archer. Very powerful class. And one cap class, the Mounted Warriors. Kind of a light cav. Now I'm assuming Britannia is Vaegrs from Warband? They are Vaegrs from Warband? I'm just guessing on that. I'm not sure though. If I had to guess, that's what the guess would be. Let's see, Landia. Peasant Levy. Very weak, they just get a sickle. Volgear. They get a two-handed Volg. Very cool looking. Let's see. Sergeant. Very powerful class. Very heavily armored. Very big shields. Arbalest. Light crossbow. Very powerful. Sharpshooters. I think they get a heavy crossbow. Not sure. Very, very strong class here. Very cool looking. Probably one of my favorite looking classes. Vanguard. Let's see. Kind of a light cav class again here. I really like this armor, like the layered feathered armor. It's really cool looking. Let's see. The Knights. These guys are really strong. Very heavily armored horses. Now the Valandians are basically Swadia. This is the Swadian Knight, and I believe they're also Rodox, because this looks just like the Rodox Sharpshooter. So I'm guessing Landia is Swadia and Rodox combined. Speaking of lore-wise, let's see. And last but not least, definitely not least, the Empire faction. I believe they are a prominent faction, or the most prominent faction in the single-player campaign map. So that's something to note. They got the infantry, light infantry with this big long spear, heavily armored legionnaires, very strong. They kind of seem to reflect like Roman era Byzantians. Let's see, recruits. Very light armored archer. This guy looks sweet. Look at the armor on his arms and legs. Really cool looking. I love that armor. Very powerful class. like the Cav class. Looks pretty cool. Just gets the sword, shield, and spear. Very small shield though. And the heavily armored cataphracts. Very cool. Yeah, they reflect like Byzantines or early Rome, I guess. Something like that. Um, I don't think they're. I don't think there's like a mirror faction of them in Warband. I'm not sure. They could be Vagars from Warband, maybe. I'm not sure, but they're pretty cool. So, alrighty, guys. I guess that about wraps up the video. If you like the video, leave a like. If you love the video, share it with your friends and subscribe. And I should see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.